So, how did the copper nickel deposits in northern Minnesota start to form? Well, it all goes back to the Mid-Continent Rift. So, over 1 billion years ago, North America started to rift apart. And when that happened, a lot of igneous rocks were intruded into the rift. Some of them eventually erupted as the North Shore Volcanic Group and all the lava flows up there, but some crystallized underground in a large intrusion called the Duluth Gabbro, or the Duluth Complex. And it has the shape of a large kind of dish shape like this, which is called a lapolith. And as that magma intruded, it began to crystallize. And the first materials that started to crystallize on the bottom of the layered intrusion there were layers of gabbro. So we had gabbro. And we know that gabbro has some different materials in it, mostly those silicate minerals. Things like olivine, plagioclase, pyroxene, and that those minerals, those are all silicate minerals. And in the magma, there was a lot of silicon and oxygen, and just a little bit of sulfur, and even less of elements such as copper and nickel and platinum group elements, like platinum, palladium, gold, silver, things like that. Well, those types of elements, which are very valuable, do not fit very well into olivine, plagioclase, and pyroxene. So instead, they prefer to go into the sulfide minerals. And as the crystallization happened, the residual magma, which is up here, got richer and richer in some of the excluded elements, including sulfur. So there got to be more and more sulfur up in this area. And as that residual magma became richer and richer in sulfur, it eventually reached the saturation point, and sulfide minerals began to crystallize. And so you had a rich layer of sulfide minerals in here. And those elements, like copper and nickel and PGEs, would go into that layer. So they are, we call chalcophiles, and so they tend to go with the sulfur. So inside of that layer, you have materials kind of like this. This is some chalcopyrite, and that's one of the minerals that's in there, but there are other minerals that contain the copper, nickel, and PGEs. Most of the intrusion is this stuff. This is the gabbro. But there are some layers in there that have those copper-nickel deposits, and that's what they're trying to mine out. So they're trying to go in and remove this material and extract the copper, nickel, and PGEs from it. And that's how it formed a long, long time ago.